So I don't know if you've heard or not, but Cracker Barrel changed its logo and the internet lost its mind. So why is it that such a tiny tweak, something that most of us would have never even noticed, can spark such outrage? In today's video, we're going deeper than just talking about the logo, because this isn't really about Cracker Barrel. It's about psychology, nostalgia, and why our connection to the past feels so fragile right now. Let's dive in. Nostalgia isn't just remembering. It's remembering with a filter. Psychologists call this rosy retrospection. We idealize the past, edit out boredom, conflict, or complexity, and we replace it with a warm, fuzzy sense of simpler times. And spaces like Cracker Barrel, with rocking chairs out front and old advertisements and farm tools on the walls, become what I call anachronistic sanctuaries. They allow people to step back into an imagined past, even if the actual past was not as calm or wholesome as we remember it. Sometimes, it's just nice to step into a place for a while and pretend. I think Cracker Barrel is, in some ways, like a Ren Fair for Southern people. But there's also something deeper than just escapism at play here. It taps into our psychology around ownership. For many of us, if you think about it, our grandparents had furniture that lasted for over 50 years. Now, we're lucky to buy furniture that sticks around after 2 moves. They had record collections that you could touch, keep, and pass down, and we have Spotify playlists that can disappear if a licensing deal ends. We no longer buy and own things. We now rent, subscribe, or borrow. And that shift makes everything feel disposable and therefore unsafe. Psychologists call this psychological ownership. So even if you don't literally own Cracker Barrel, if your family stopped there on every road trip or you ate there every Sunday for breakfast, it feels like a part of your story. And when it changes, even a logo feels like part of your history is being taken away or stolen. And another part of the story is that outrage loves company. So social media has really amplified this reaction. We have to understand that when people complain online, they're not just talking about fonts and colors. They're signaling that I am loyal to tradition, that I do not want meaningless change, and I'm scared that we're losing our roots. It's the same psychological fuel behind debates around Disney, Bud Light, and sports mascots. These fights become symbolic. So a logo isn't just a logo, it's a battleground where people are working out their anxieties about cultural change. Now, I want to be fair. People aren't wrong to feel uneasy. We are, in fact, losing permanence in many areas of life. The things that used to anchor us, like hometown stores, family heirlooms, and yes, even roadside restaurants, are being rebranded or disappearing altogether faster than ever. But here's the thing. Holding on too tightly to nostalgic symbols can also distort reality. It can trap us in an imaginary past instead of helping us engage with the real history that shaped us. In other words, logos, branding, and decor are symbols. They can feel personal, but they aren't our heritage. They don't erase where we actually come from. And in my personal opinion, this might represent how culturally we've perhaps become too attached to the symbol of something and forgotten the original plot. So what can we do instead of fighting over logos? Well, here are 5 practical ways you can connect to your real history. First, sit down with your parents, your grandparents, or your chosen family. Record their voices and capture their histories before they're lost. Number 2, instead of clinging to corporate decor, hold on to a few family heirlooms that actually carry meaning. Keep them safe, don't lose them, don't pitch them, and keep notes along with them that explain their histories. Number 3, go to a museum, a library, or even your town's archives. Let the real past shape your identity. Number 4, take those Instagram photo albums that will disappear into the algorithm and turn them into actual printed scrapbooks. The act of selecting photos, writing captions, and holding pages gives a sense of permanence that swiping through a feed just never can. And lastly, ask yourself, is this nostalgia being marketed to me, or is this a genuine connection to my roots? Asking that last question might also help give us a little flexibility when perhaps it's time to let go. So just remember, when people rage about a Cracker Barrel logo change, it's not that a cartoon Uncle Herschel is disappearing, it's that it feels like a real Uncle Herschel is disappearing. It's about our human need to hold on to permanence in a world that feels increasingly disposable. But also remember that instead of fighting over logos, we can choose to actively shape and preserve the histories that really matter. And that way, we're not just consuming nostalgia, we're living our story with intention. So tell me in the comments below, what memories do you want to preserve? How are you going about doing so? I am Dr. Charles. As always, take care of each other out there, stay safe, and we'll see you at the next check-in. Don't forget, by the way, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.